bolster. Let's start with the bolster with lace. And then 2 blocks for your head and a blanket. I have to get the blanket. And some support for the thighs. So we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So when you lie down, you're going to have the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, some support for the thighs, and then you want the bolster to just catch the lower tips of the shoulder blades. And then the support is for the head, so 2 blocks blanket for your head, but the shoulders have space to go down, so there's this space for the arms to come out to the side. Okay, I hope you can see that. So that the bolster is just supporting the upper back where it's stiff, you know, the thoracic part of the spine. All right, so get yourself, I'm gonna lie here so you can see me, and get yourself set up, and let's go. So using this time to let yourself arrive into your body. Yeah, so with each next breath out, just letting go of any unnecessary tension. Karma, but the bolster needs to be much higher so that the buttocks actually are on the floor. Otherwise, it's not very relaxing yet. And just leaving here. And then you will need more for your head, if you have a blanket for the head. Yeah. So just take this time to let yourself settle for the practice, preparing your body, but also the mind. Relax the face and all the facial muscles, widening the space between the eyebrows, soften the eyelids, let the eyes move down away from the eyelids. Relax the jaws, the tongue, the throat. And just feel the contact you have between the back body and the floor and the bolster. Head to feet, feet to head, feeling all the touch points between the back body and the floor. And then bringing your awareness to your breath. And so throughout the practice, we will be practicing breath awareness. So just feeling where the breath touches you from the inside. So that as you breathe in, feel how with the breath in, the breath goes to the periphery of the body, it goes out. And then as you breathe out, the breath goes to the core of the body. And that's kind of the dynamic. So as you breathe in, you see where the breath touches and where it doesn't. Yeah, then you can gently kind of encourage the breath. And with the breath out, where do you need to let go? Are you okay, Andrea? Do you have a problem? Technical problem? I can't. You would have to unmute yourself if you want to say something. You would have to unmute. I can't hear you.
The network is not working. I can't hear you, but I try to fix it.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
I will manage.
Good luck with it.
I can't fix it. Can I try in another day or I
Of
don't
course,
know.
mhm.
Yes.
You can come next Tuesday as well. Of course.
Oh, perfect. Anyway, in this weekend, I will be.
You'll be here. Yes.
Yes.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
You too. All right, and from there we'll slowly come out. So bringing your knees back together. Roll yourself to the right side. And we are going to do the supported bridge, Satupanda Shavasana. So you put the bolster this way. And then the blanket on top, lengthways, like so. And then some blocks for the feet. So I would suggest 4, just in case if you are prone to getting low back pain in this back bends, then 4 blocks. And then a belt for your feet. You've got a belt handed. Making sure the post is kind of in the middle of the mat so that you have the head on your mat rather than the floor, depending what kind of floor you have. If it's a carpet, it's probably okay, but. All right, so the belt goes around the feet. And then to start, I'm gonna bring my feet on top of the blocks, starting on the edge of the bolster, and then lying down. And then as I push the side, as I push the blanket, then I move back until the tips of the shoulder blades are on the edge. The blocks could be a little bit further away. It's okay. So the belt is holding your feet hip width apart. Yeah, so they don't splay out. And then it's okay if the shoulders don't touch the floor to start with, but they might go closer to the floor when you stay here for a while. The chin is down. Yeah, so making sure that the tips of the shoulder blades are on the edge of the bolster. This is a very relaxing pose, good for your immune system. So go for it. I'll just stay here a little bit if you need to see it. And also because I'm enjoying it. So just see that your head is kind of not tilting back. Sorry, is your head tilting back too much? So you want to be on the back of the head. So it's like it's a position of shoulder stand, not headstand. Yeah. So the head on the floor is like in shoulder stand position. And if you're more on the ground, then you need to maybe come out a little bit out of the bolster. Yeah. And so if you're there comfortably, then just be aware of the breath and how it is now in this pose. Palms face up towards the ceiling, Michelle. Tuck your shoulders under really well. And just observing the breath. So relaxing the hands, your feet, so all your organs of action are completely passive. Nervous system is relaxed. And then just be aware. So it's breath awareness we are practicing. Imagining your trunk as your house and your breath as your guest. And as you're breathing, you're just being the witness. You're just opening the doors for your guest, the breath, to show them around your house. With the breath out, breathing from the chest down into the abdomen. And as you breathe in, you're breathing from the abdomen up into the chest. And if at any stage it gets a little too much, as you feel like you're gasping for breath, just breathe normally. It's never forced, this. So you're just opening the doors for the breath, showing the breath around your house, all the different rooms. And if at times the mind runs away with a thought, just as soon as you notice it, go back to the breath. one more minute or so. All right, and then slowly preparing to come out. So you can bend your knees. You can roll, take the belt off, or it will just follow by itself. You can roll to your right side, and then using your left arm to come from the side. Come up from the side. And we are going to now change direction. We are going to go into a dog pose. And so we have the kind of clever way to do it with a chair in the absence of ropes. If you remember, so you've got ideally some blocks first, the bigger ones, and then I have the 2 bricks. And the chair legs will be against those, so it's a little higher. All right, so like this, and I put the bucket of the chair this way, so so it's like this. And either here a bolster, for me, I think blanket is better. You kind of have to experiment with what suits you better. Yeah, so the top of the chair is right in the hip crease. And then you go over it. And then you take your hands down, walk your feet back, so that as to make a shape of a dog pose. For me, I'm quite long on my spine, so I have to kind of take the fingers to face out. But you might be okay. Right, and then the head is resting on the blanket, or maybe a bolster also. All right, go for it. From here, just a quick, so that you when we are coming out of this, you're gonna transition into a forward bend. Just taking the chair down a step, and just coming into a forward bend with the legs now perpendicular, and just then you
Martina, I'm going into the room next door because it has wall space. I've no wall space in here. So I'll be back in a few minutes, okay?
Okay, cool. Go for it. All right, so get the width of the bricks right, so that it's for you, the width of the legs of the chair. And then you've got the top of the chair right in the hip crease, not in your belly, not the thighs, but the hip crease as you go over. Yeah, and then taking the hands to the wall. So you can have them just straight forward, depending on your height. So you might have to take your fingers out like so, and that's fine. And then walking the feet back. So you're making the shape of a dog pose. The Uttanasana is coming later. Right. And just breathing again, feeling how you are now. So this pose, the next one, is to cool down your thinking brain. Yeah? To kind of move away from it in a way. We spend too much time in the thinking part of the brain, so now is your chance to just relax it. And the legs, so the legs should be reasonably firm, not crazy, but not completely relaxed. Yeah, so if they are firm, then the spine gets a better chance to elongate. And then, so with the breath in, see if you can breathe into your low back and see how the breath goes to the periphery of the lower back, out to the sides. And as you breathe out, then see where you need to let go, especially around the upper back, the shoulders, the back of the neck. And just let go of any unnecessary tension. One more minute. Okay, so now from there, stay with the head down, just move the chair down to the floor. The chair legs, and then stepping the feet forward. So now it's Uttanasana. So the legs are perpendicular to the floor. If you need more, you might need a bit more support for the head, depending how stiff the backs of the legs are. Some you might have to get a bolster, perhaps. Have your feet hip-width apart. If it's really stretching the hamstrings, you can if you take your feet back a little bit, it's a bit cheaty, but you can make it a little easier for the hamstrings. Yeah, you can have the feet the width of the mat. And just be with it, just let go again. So we'll try stay there for good 4 or 5 minutes. This is a really good pose, really good one to relax the nervous system, cooling, calming. And remember, it's really good counterpose to anxiety. Yeah? If you're going through stressful times, if you're anxious, then this will help you. So just be aware of the breath again as you breathe in. Recharge the legs with energy. And as you breathe out, where do you need to let go of tension? Be completely present with the breath. It's how the brain rests. If you can, as much as possible, just be present, to be focused on the breath. And when you notice that you've run away with a thought, one or another, that's okay. That's the nature of mind. We all have that tendency. So just go back to your breath as soon as you notice it. One more minute or so. So as you breathe in, now breathing again into your low back, see how the breath is there, where it touches you from the inside. And as you breathe out, again, where do you need to let go a little more? Okay, so now you can slowly prepare to come up. If you tend to have lower blood pressure, then come up really slowly, otherwise you will feel dizzy. And so this was your bit of an upside down. You will be doing shoulder stand a little later, but we won't be doing headstand because you don't have the ropes there. So I'll leave that one for you when you come here. But we are going to do a twist now on the chair. Right, so you can have a block if you are taller, so that your groins are a little higher than the knees. And then I'm sitting sideways with the feet and the knees hip width apart. And I'm pulling at the back of the chair, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest up. Taking a deep breath in and with the breath out and turning towards the right side first, to the back of the chair. Lifting and turning and then working with your breath. So you're going to be pulling with your left hand first and pushing with the right hand, going to the right side. Okay? So let's all start together, pulling in the back of the chair. Roll the shoulders back and allow the chest to lift. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out and turning towards the back of the chair and try to soften the abdomen. And just be with the breath. You can close the eyes now. And as you breathe in, just feel the back filling with breath. And as you breathe out, so you're pulling with your left hand, pushing the chair with the right as you turn to the right side. Inhaling, lifting. And as you exhale, then turning more. So the breath will tell you how far you can go. And you just imagine the spine as a spiral staircase that you are climbing from the base up slowly. With the breath in, you go up a little higher. As you breathe out and turning a little more to the side. Okay, and as you inhale, coming back to center. And then walk around the chair, the other side. So feet are a bit apart, knees are in line, hips are in line. Pulling at the back of the chair. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, letting go and then turning to your left side now. Inhaling, lifting, making space. And as you breathe out and turning to your left. Lifting and turning. So you're going to be pulling with your right hand and pushing with your left to help you turn more. As you breathe in, think of making space in the spine, lifting a little higher. And as you breathe out and turning more, going around that spiral staircase. With your eyes closed, you can really feel that turn more. Twists are very internal poses, so it's a good thing to close the eyes sometimes to feel. With the breath in, if you can feel the back expanding out, you also feel is there more breath in one side than the other. That will tell you, my one shoulder might be lower than the other. So the shoulder that is lower will not have any breath or little breath. And then you can adjust with it, depending on what you feel. All right, then you can come back, untwist, come back to center. And we are going to do the back bend. Viparita. So we could have some blocks for your feet so that you can actually straighten the legs. So something like this will be okay. And then you will need your mat on the chair. And then some height for the head, so bolster, maybe a little more than maybe some blocks as well. So if you only have one mat, that's okay. Just put your mat on the chair because it's better than the blanket. With the blanket, it will slide, right? And then having the bolster this way. And also, it's a good thing to have a belt on your thighs. Right, so I'm climbing through the inside of the chair. And so the belt will be on the thighs near the knees. So the knees are hip width apart and have it too tight. Then you kind of have to measure your distance. So starting on the edge of the chair, you go back. The lower on the edge of the chair. And then if you have done some blocks for your feet, you can straighten the legs. And if this gives you, if it's too much for the lower back, you can just keep your knees bent. Yeah? And you can start here just pushing the sides of the chair. So shoulders go down. You stay here for a bit, and then we're going to just relax the arms out. And then also you can try to take your arms over. This might be a big stretch. To come out, you take your hands to the first position, you bend your knees, and then you come up without twisting. All right, so go for it. You're too far out, Liam. You need to start with your buttocks that way, or more on the edge of the edge. So when you go back, your lower tips will be on the edge. Yeah. And so the neck should be in a neutral position. So it's kind of, the support is kind of at the back of the crown, yeah, of the head. And then find a comfortable place for your hands where you feel, so you feel the chest is open and you can relax the elbows, yeah, relax the shoulders down. And just stay and breathe. Be with the breath. The breath is different again. Now you have this big space for the breath in the chest. You're also a bit too far out, Michelle. You need to move yourself a little closer to the wall. So the chair, the edge is more in the shoulder blades. Just catching the lower tips of the shoulder blades. So it's not a shoulder stand position of the head. The head is in line with the chest, so that it's just kind of the back of the crown of the head that's supported by your bolster or blocks, whatever you have. And just observe. Don't be rushing through the stages. Yeah, that's just the mind wanting to get ahead of itself, not wanting to stay in the present moment. Try and catch that. So again, encouraging the breath from the chest down into the abdomen as you breathe out. And as you breathe in from the abdomen up into the chest. Chin in more, Michelle. Don't, take your chin in. Don't let your head, that's it. It's more neutral position. So now for the second stage with your arms out to the sides. If you want to try that, how different that is. But don't let your shoulders pop up. So your shoulders should still be going down. Just allow yourself to feel the different energetic quality to the pose than when we did the forward bends. You're stretching everything in the front, including the liver or the abdominal organs. For the last part, if you want to, if your back is okay, then you can try bring your arms overhead. But if that's too much for your lower back, don't do it. Yeah? Only if you're okay with it. And you can either fold your arms, you can alternate folding the arms or taking them over. And just be as relaxed as you can be. So this will keep your spine elastic until old age. Iyengar did supported back bends. That was the last. He was always seen staying for a very long time in extreme supported back bend. So you could be there for half an hour in a real kind of just hanging over a stool or something, like a rag. It's quite incredible to see even some of the pictures. And there was somebody here who, can't remember who it was now, some teacher was there beside him when he was practicing, and she thought he was dead. He was so relaxed in this, extreme back bend. He wasn't dead, he was alive. But he was, when he talks about the effortless effort, when the effort is done, you just relax. And you just peel the layers of tension like an onion from the outside layers, going deeper and deeper and deeper. Relaxing all the way to the core of the body. All right, and then take hold of the sides of the chair one more time. And if you straightened your legs, then please bend them now. And step by step, and then as you press your feet down to the floor, pull up the chair and lift yourself straight up. So try not to twist on the way up. You can use your elbows if you need to, but try not to twist. That's not that great for the spine, for the discs. Yeah. And just sit up for a moment, feeling how you are. All right, and now you can take your belt off, and we are going to do shoulder stand with the chair. All right, so I like to have the rolled up mat, but sometimes we do it with the mat kind of folded in squares. So whichever way you prefer, but this is good. So rolled up, making sure that it's on the edge of the chair, because that's where the padding is needed, as you know, most of you. Bolster is widthways, and then have your blanket on top of the chair for the backs of the legs. And so you probably know it. If you know it, you can go ahead. If not, need a reminder, have a look at me. So I'm gonna take the knees over the top of the chair and sitting in front of my roll. Yeah. And then when I go back, I'm gonna end up on top of it. Yeah. So when I go back, I'm aiming to bring the shoulders down to the bolster. And then arms to the inside. Yeah, so my chair, it has two bars, so I'm catching the bottom one, if you can. And this is your shoulder stand. So we'll stay here for a few minutes. So this is very, very beneficial for you, as you know. And then we're going to do Baddha Konasana legs. And then knees together, sacrum down, and Viparita Karani. So those three variations. Then taking the legs to the first position. Then bending your knees, taking the feet on top. Then taking the arms out of the chair and then sliding back to go down. And just relaxing here. Okay? Go for it. If anybody needs alternative to that, Karma, can you do this or do you want something else? Okay, so alternatively, if you don't have the right chair, also, I don't know, now you are in darkness, I can't see you. Not sure what you're doing, but if you're not going to do upside down like that, then you can let me see some blankets for the chair. So I have balls to here. And it's also good for anybody, you know, for women who are menstruating. You wouldn't be going upside down. But you kind of get a little bit of upside down here too. So I've got two blocks, bolster, and then sitting sideways. Taking the legs on top of the chair with the feet together, knees out. And then lying down over the bolster. Again, in such a way that the bolster is just catching the lower ribs and the shoulder blades. So I'm kind of a little bit upside down with the feet up higher, but the abdomen is flat. So anybody can do this. Making sure that The neck is free, so the bolster is supporting the shoulders, but not the neck. And just be with the breath. So this one is very, very beneficial for all the systems of the body. For your immune system, for your hormones especially. To balance emotions. Very rejuvenating, very relaxing. So just make the most of it by being completely present there. Soft, smooth, slightly longer, slightly deeper breaths through the nose as much as possible as you breathe out from the chest down into the abdomen. And as you breathe in, breathing from the abdomen up into the chest. And again, just observing, just making space for the breath, opening the doors. So a little while longer, just in straight shoulder stand before the couple of variations. Okay, so now we are going to bend the knees, taking the feet to the top of the chair, let the knees come out to the side for Baddha Konasana. And just feeling that nice broadness in the abdomen. Nice way for the diaphragm to relax also. All right, and then from there, bring your knees back together. Keep your buttocks down flat on your mat, and then lifting the legs up to Viparita Karani. So you can do one leg followed by the other so that you don't lose your balance. And just see that your legs are straight up towards the ceiling. And breathing soft, smooth breaths through the nose. All right, and then you can bring your legs back one at a time over the back of the chair into the first position of shoulder stand. And stay there for a little bit longer. See how that feels now. All right, and then you can find the top of the chair with your feet. Take your feet to the top of the chair. And you can move yourself out then. Let go of the yeah, you can use the seat as well if you prefer. It's more stable, but maybe a bit too much for the back for some. And then rolling back. Moving back of the chair, taking the buttocks to the bolster. And just relaxing there for just the first 10 seconds that you really feel the resonance of the pose, what you've done. How does it feel? How it reverberates through the body. It's a good feeling, hopefully. And so now we are going to bend the knees up, roll to the side, and we are going to do a couple of pranayama things. So we are going to work with the breath a little bit. Seated, yeah. So we are going to move on to sitting pranayama with the chair against the wall. Let me show you that. So if you put the chair the other way, you've got the yoga chairs to the wall, and then for my height, I would have a block to sit down just to be a little higher. And so this allows me to be I know you can't see my head, it's okay. You can see my shoulders. So the whole back body is at the wall, including the head. And then as I push the hands down on the back of the chair, it helps me to roll the shoulders back more, because what often happens is we slouch. Yeah? So as I press the hands down on the chair, it helps me to bring the shoulders back, lift the chest up. And then we are going to just take a few ujjayi breaths, so deep breaths through the nose. And then taking the chin down, but without collapsing the shoulders. So now you should really see my head. Right, so with the breath in, I'm going to take the chin down, but without collapsing the shoulders forward. So the shoulders are still staying back. And it's a reminder, so you put the hands to push down, to keep the shoulders back as you bring your head down. And that's you're creating the lock called the Jalandhara Bandha. Yeah. And then we are just going to take a few ujjayi breaths there. And then we are going to do Brahmari Pranayama. But I want you to try something a little bit different. This morning in my class here, I was talking about Pratyahara, which is the withdrawal of senses, which is eventually where we get to, right, before meditation. So there's a kind of mudra. Let me show you that, and you will do this that I'm showing you now when you're sitting on the chair. So your thumbs. So this is about withdrawing the senses from the outside world and going inwards. Yeah, this is to help you with that. So your thumbs are in the earlobes, and then your index and your middle finger goes on the eyelids. Yeah. Index fingers go to the top of the eyelids. The ring fingers go to the sides of the nostrils. So it helps you to be aware of the breath, and then the pinkies go just above the lip. Yeah? So it looks like this. I'll talk you through it. And then with this, we're going to do the Brahmari Pranayama, which is just humming. Yeah? Just okay. So you might feel really, really silly. There's anybody there with you in the house, but it's very relaxing, right? So let's give it a go. So sit yourself on your chair, and so have the chair the other way around. And as you push the top of the chair, roll the shoulders back. So this is important to get first, so that you have a little space to breathe. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Yeah. And then as you breathe in, you're going to, so it's kind of the opposite of what you would be thinking maybe to breathe out, to take the chin down, but I want you to, as you breathe in, so kind of making that shape, yeah, moving from the bottom of the earlobe up, like that. As you breathe in, from there, then the head goes down, but the chest is open. Yeah, I can't do that very well now with my inflammation, but hope you get the idea. So on your breath in, that way. And as you push the sides of the chair, keep the shoulders back and keep them relaxed down. Close the eyes. And you can exhale completely from the chest all the way down to your abdomen. And then just taking a few deep, long breaths, slightly longer, slightly deeper breaths through the nose. So breathing from the abdomen all the way up to the chest with the chin down. And then from the chest down to the abdomen. And that makes one cycle of the Ujjayi breath. And if at any stage you just want to lift the head and breathe normally, that's up to you. Don't overdo it. If you're not used to this, yeah, you might get a little bit too much. So if you might just take 2 exhalations, inhalations, and then breathe normally. But it's very relaxing, really. So be completely aware of the breath, hear the breath, hear the sound of it. Feel it, feel how it's filling you, how on the breath in, it goes out and it touches the outer, the periphery of the body, of the chest. And if, when you breathe in, there is a bit of a pause before you need to breathe out, then let it be there. And then when you are ready, just breathing out from the chest all the way down to the abdomen. And again, if there is a little pause after you take the breath out, observe it. Might be a second, 2 or 3. With practice, the longer we practice the asanas, there will start to be pauses in the breath when we do the poses. And that tells you that you are ready then to progress to this kind of more subtle work with the breath. And with pranayama, which is what this is called, we are generating the vital force in the body. All right, and then after your next breath out, you can, as you breathe in normally and lift your head up. And just relax for a moment. And then we get ready for the Shanmukhi Mudra. Just make sure that your shoulders are back still. You can keep the head up right now. Have your hands ready. So your thumbs go in the earlobes and your middle fingers go and they move the eyelids down. And then the index finger goes to the kind of the top of the eyelid or the eyebrows. And then the ring fingers to the sides of the nostrils. And the little fingers go above your lips to feel the breath. Don't restrict the nostrils too much, so it's just lightly touching. And take a breath out, take a breath in. You can't hear me now probably. And then just do the sound of the bumblebee, so just humming. And just hear the sound, So as you breathe out, we'll just do that a few times. And if you've got two of you in the room, you can fill the gaps for each other. All right, after your next breath out, then you can relax. Isn't that relaxing? I couldn't hear you. I wish I could hear you. So we are now going to prepare to relax, even though you've been relaxing all along. So now the relaxation hopefully will be deeper. You can do it like this, with the chest open. So you go closer and then blanket for the head. So that you can't see, sorry, I tilted the iPad. Okay, so a bit of an elevation in the chest, if you want to. If it speaks to you, otherwise you can also lie flat. So just whichever way you want to for your relaxation. So the bolster is supporting the ribs, but not the low back. Making sure you are on the center of it, and then the blanket is for the head, but not the shoulders. Yeah, the shoulders go down, arms to the sides, palms are facing up. So this is one way to do your Shivas. Yeah, so you have lots of space in the chest to breathe. Okay, go for it. Just making sure that you are aligned properly, that the body is not crooked, that you're on the very center of the back of the head, with the chin down lower than the forehead. And just letting go. And just noticing if the relaxation becomes a little deeper after all that you have done already. Relax the face and all the facial muscles. Widen the space between the eyebrows. Soften the eyelids. Let the eyes move down away from the eyelids, as if you had eyes at the back of the head, looking out through the darkness of the skull. Relax the jaws, the tongue, the throat. Feeling the contact between the back body and the floor, from head to feet and feet to head. Feeling all the touch points between the back body and the floor and the bolster. The whole plane of the body on the floor at once. Let the breath out, softening the abdomen. Let it fall down towards the back, like a parachute falling softly down towards the earth. As you breathe out, softening the whole front body, let it fall down towards the back body and just continue to surrender. Surrender any remaining tension in the body. Just let go. It's time to completely let go. Always finding or trying to find new depths of letting go. Nothing more to do. There's nothing left undone. I'll finish with a poem by Rumi. You are a longed for love song. Aim at your innermost center. Go through yourself to where the stars circle, where breath flows forward, where there is silent understanding. Plant seeds into this earth, then cover them. Working in this way, the seeds will sprout. So with this, I'm going to leave you. Have a good night's sleep. I'm sure you will after this. Have a lovely week. And I shall see you all next week. Good night.